Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over the AM Silver Bullet on Friday, June 14th. So the first thing we're going to do is turn on the Kraken Silver Bullet Pro, and I'm going to give you a little secret. How I can do this really fast during the day is basically I scrunch everything down and I wait till 10:01 because at 10 the New York kill zone ends at 10 a.m. So at 10:01 it will show the new lines of the new range, and anything inside of that range, like in between the New York kill zone high and the low, has already been traded through. So all these need to be gone. All right, so let's turn on this and let's start marking things off here. Asia high and low are in the range, so Asia's gone. Okay, London high has not been traded into, but London low is inside the range, so in between New York kill zone high and low. So it's gone. New York AM session. Buy side has not been taken. Sell side is in the range. It gets taken out. New York lunch buy side is gone. Well, I'm gonna take the low out because I believe that's the previous day low. And PM buy side and sell side are both in this range, which means they've been traded through. So that's all we have left right now. Should be this right here. Okay. So what my bias right now, obviously I want to take out these highs, so I'd like to go long, but I want to see how it trades into these fair value gaps here. I mean, there is some liquidity down here. We just kind of consolidated here, so we can take this out and go long. But I will come here and go short. I don't know. I'd like to take out previous day low at some point, so we shall see how it plays out. Now this did just hit this breaker block. I'm just going to watch this. There's a little breaker block here. So if you entered there, we'll see if how far it goes. If this is just a retracement and violates that right there or not. Could have got in a much better entry even on this order block here with that wick and this fair value gap. So like if you're looking at this price action, I'm going to zoom in here to make sure you see this. When you're analyzing this, you've got to, in your head, you've got to say, hey, this right here is an order block. Sorry, mark this out. This right here is a breaker, high, low, higher, high, trades through. There's a breaker, right? And here's a fair value gap. And I know you're watching this price live, and so it's much harder to do. It's easier in hindsight. I get that. But this is how you got to train yourself to see things. And it took me a long time to see these things. This right here is a rejection block, right? This little wick. Okay. And yes, granted, the order block technically is the same thing, but I like using the full body when the wick is the same. I use the body. Okay. So had you entered, then you could have actually gone down to here, use a small wick. But when you're looking at this and it comes in and it starts retracing, that's when you should have sold. Okay. If you're going to go short here, okay, because you've got all these PDRAs holding price. Now, as soon as it closes here, you could have sold there as well, and then you've got all of these supporting price down. Okay, we're not going to. I'm not taking that trade. I'm showing you in hindsight here, and I want to see what happens with these three PDRAs right here. Has to see if they get violated. Like right now, we have a inversion fair value gap right there. I want to see how far this goes. Oh, and just so you know, there is SMT here. From this swing high to this, it's not SMT, but from here to here, there's SMT. So you do have SMT with ES, like here to here. So may have missed my trade. Look at that. Oof, another pullback. Another pullback. Another pullback. You know what? We're selling. We'll go above that, and we'll go in here somewhere. Let's go, 215. Let's just go a quick 3-to-1, right? I don't know how low it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to take it out this low. I don't know. It's going to have some reaction to these 3 PD rays. I can tell you that. So something, it's either going to violate them and use them to support down, or it could hit them and go up. Like this already traded through this one, so I don't really care about that one. But it stopped right before this one, so I don't know. This could be a coming in. It's about ready to violate things. So let's see how it trades through. Oh, that's beautiful. Done. Okay, cool. So yeah, you have a reaction to these. That's why I just want to do a quick in and out, quick and dirty. Right? I felt good with 3 PD rays holding price, like we were talking about. So let's just see how it trades through if this starts coming back up. There's no SMT at the moment here, so don't tank. Yeah, I really don't want it to tank because that means I missed out on more profits, which I already know I did. So, oh, okay. There's SMT right there. Conversion fair value gap right there. So let's see if it trades back. It doesn't, and it's going higher. Okay. Take out the high would be awesome. Take out the high. That's awesome. All right, so we have SMT right there at the highs with the ES. Let me show you ES here. Let's just do this like this. You can see high here, down, and it's up on the higher top screen, so you can see it. It's down, it's up. Okay. Okay, so now we have a inversion fair value gap after it gets traded through. So I'm expecting that to happen, right? It was an inversion here, it traded right through, so that would be an inversion. We do have a breaker block here that I'm expecting if we trade through. So if we trade through those, stop. Okay, perfect. Now, if it trades back up into those at all, I can take a trade. Oh, it did. Stop up there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to sell one there. And I'm just aiming for these relatively equal lows, like another low-hanging fruit, 40 trade. Why am I only aiming for 40 here? Well, it's 1 to 5. Let's aim for the actual low here. Okay, 42. All right, cool. All right, let's do that. Why am I doing that? Because when there's major lows like this, there's usually a reaction, a pullback of some sort. And so I want to see how that is. And then here's an inversion that we're gonna have to come through. So I don't know how it's going to react with this. I expect some kind of reaction there. Knowing that's going to happen, you also have 3 PD rays here. Again, you have to deal with, just like we had here to deal with. Causes problems, right? Does this look familiar? So this trade is kind of very similar to this trade. This swept the high. We took it off the breaker. This swept the high. We're taking it off the breaker. We have 3 PD rays here. We had 3 PD rays here. We didn't even hit this low, so are we going to hit this low? I don't know. You know, it's very similar. 2 trades in a row that are very similar. So let's see how it works. Okay, hits that inversion fair value gap. Trade through it. Oh, it's holding. That's not good. All right. Well, I never even marked my stuff, so let's put my targets on here. Okay, my target would be here, but because we're reacting this, I'm moving this to break even. Why? Because it's reacting off this inversion fair value gap, and its consequent encroachment is holding at the moment. So I want to see if this fair value gap, as it comes up, is going to hold. Because if it doesn't hold, then chances are that it is going to come up and take me out at break even. So, oh, there's the fair value gap. Now we're in the fair value gap. Hold, come on. Okay, that's a good sign. Very good sign. Okay, at that point, I'm definitely going to go down at least to this high right here. Constant encroachment of that fair value gap. Okay, perfect. That's awesome. Okay. There's a reaction, and there is a reaction. Like I said, take out the lows. There's a reaction, like normal. Does it come all the way back up? No. Do we get a... Does it come back up? Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Let's see here. Let's move this down. Okay, let's recap these two trade setups. All right, so we came to the 10 o'clock hour, and we immediately had SMT with ES, right? We took out Asia high, I believe, up here. I don't remember what we took out. Yeah, we took out some kind of highs up over here. And we took out this high, so we swept a high here. So that's the 9 o'clock high, so an hourly high. Cool. We had a breaker block here, and we didn't take our trade right there because I wasn't really sure if I liked it or not, because I didn't know how far I was targeting, because we had 3 fair value gaps right here that were going to be kind of roadblocks, right? And if you look, there, you get reaction from this first one, and then it finally trades through. Before it hits that top one, goes to the top, reaction. Breaks through, have reaction on the third, right? So like, this was what really held me to not want to trade it. So then we missed out on this long wick because I showed you where we had the order block, the fair value gap, and the breaker. So I would want to get in there. When this came up here and stopped at the order block, I was like, you know what, let's take it, and stopped right at the order block. I took the trade knowing that I only had a 15-point stop loss, and immediately it rejected from it. And then it was great. The next candle took me out. I only did a 3-to-1 ratio right there. Everything was small and tight, so I was just going to the short. I wasn't even aiming for this low because I didn't want to trade into this third fair value gap. And if you see, we trade into the third fair value gap and then come all the way back up and then trade back into it. Bodies are in the middle of it. Bodies tell the story. So where's it stop? That fair value gap, and then we retrace all the way back up. Take out this high, have SMT here as well. And then see how every time we have SMT, it changes. I'll get SMT. So we took it out here, and SMT went down. We had SMT here. Where to go? Up. We have SMT here. Takes out this high. We have SMT. We have a breaker block. Come down. Okay, so this trade right here is pretty much the exact same trade here. We took out a high. We had SMT. We had a breaker block, an inversion block for a value gap. We came up. We take our trade. We aimed for these lows here. Knowing that we had 3 PD arrays here, we just blew right past them, which was a good sign, but it stopped at the inversion fair value gap for where it started to have reaction from. Came back up. This fair value gap held. Price lower. We went lower. Took out the stop. We got another trade in right here. So those are your 2 Silver Bullet trade setups for Friday, June 14th, using the Kraken Silver Bullet Pro and the other Kraken suite of indicators.